Well, the men's college basketball season comes to an end on Monday with the NCAA championship game, but the season has been long over for an unsuccessful Sacred Heart University team.
Still, they did celebrate a big accomplishment this year. News 12 Connecticut's Kristi is here to tell us all about it.
Tom, Sacred Heart didn't make the NCAA tournament. They didn't even get to play in their conference tournament after winning just 5 games this season. But the players and coaches say something happened off the court that put all those losses in perspective and made them champions in many people's eyes.
SHU!
Life as a Division I head basketball coach isn't easy.
Work your butt off. They got 11 offensive rebounds this half. Stop!
Especially when your first season includes a lot more losses than wins. But for Anthony Latina and his Sacred Heart Pioneers, this season included one very successful first.
What's up, man? What's going on?
He is a member of this year's team and will always be a member.
He is Brady.
You gonna practice with us today?
A little boy dwarfed by the players on the court at practice.
My favorite players are number 3 and 31.
And a little boy who Latina says made all the difference to him this season.
Daydreaming on me. In a very difficult season on the court, it's been a real positive for our players and hopefully for Brady and his family.
I am Kelly, and I am the mother of Brady, who is 10, Ryan, who is 8, and Tyson, who is 2.5. And I would say I'm the mother of Bowser, who's 3. It's a zoo here.
3 little boys meant not much, surprised Kelly Abbott.
Let's get started.
But nothing prepared her for what she learned last year.
3 times 3 is 9.
Just something's wrong. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew there was something wrong.
Something was wrong with Brady. Kelly says he had strange physical and personality changes.
Brady, you know where to go?
Then weeks of doctor's visits and tests led to a shocking diagnosis.
I found out he had a tumor in his brain. They told us it was cancerous at first. That was May 1st on his 10th birthday.
Brady went in for surgery at Yale on May 16th.
He was so brave.
It lasted more than 10 hours.
They had to cut from one ear to the other ear. And then they cut this and they pulled it out. Pulled his skull. It was a craniotomy.
The surgery seemed to have been a success.
And then the next morning, he wasn't responding properly.
Doctors say Brady had suffered a stroke. He couldn't move his left side, had severe memory loss, and spent the next 6 months in a rehab hospital. That is where Kelly learned about a foundation called Friends of Jacqueline, which is how Brady's family became a part of the Sacred Heart family.
This is a great opportunity for us to do something special for someone.
Friends of Jacqueline looks to improve the quality of life for kids with brain tumors like Brady.
1, 2, 3, character.
By pairing them with college sports teams. Coach Latina and his team adopted Brady in October.
When Coach offered us the opportunity to, adopt him, we was like, yeah, like no hesitation. Everybody said yeah.
From that point,
Come with Mommy.
Brady was a constant at Pioneers home games.
Good to see you. Good to see you too.
I do think that it encourages him to feel good about himself.
The team helped give Brady hope.
Look at the score.
And Brady helped put a disappointing season in perspective.
What's up? Let's go, thank God!
Just his smile, it lights up the room. And every time he comes in the locker room, everybody's like always wants to be the first one to say what's up to him.
What's up, Brady? Hey, W.
He goes around the whole locker room, says hi to everybody. It just brings a positive vibe in the locker room.
What's up, dog? How you doing, Brady? Can't wait for you.
When you sit down and speak with him and his family, you realize that this isn't life or death. What he went through is life or death.
While Brady still has his struggles ahead, he knows he'll always have the support of his new favorite team.
The Pioneers, duh. 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 Duh.
Brady has physical and occupational therapy to try to regain his cognitive and memory losses. He also goes for an MRI every 3 months to make sure his tumor hasn't returned. So far, things look good, and his relationship with Sacred Heart isn't over because the season is over. The mission of Friends of Jacqueline is to build lifelong relationships, so this one is just in the early stages.
And well-formed.
Very well-formed.
That is a winning team.
It is.
All right.
Thanks.
In a school where rock stars hope to be born.
School Rock's really a fun program.
And everyone dreams big. One little keyboard player brings a slightly different perspective. Ethan Woolmark is 8 years old and playing in a band with kids nearly twice his age.
Playing with Ethan is awesome.
For Ethan, playing has always been natural.
He just came out loving music.
Ethan can hear a song just once and then play it.
He hears what other people don't. There's something just sort of a 1 in a million that my son has. That's the way I look at it. He's musical and he happens to have autism.
Ethan was diagnosed with autism as a toddler. Music provided a window into his world, but he was still very reserved. That's why his parents enrolled him in the School of Rock about a year ago.
Ethan said to me one day, "Don't come in with me, Mom. I want to hang with my friends." How great that my son wants to be with friends when social issues are one major part of, autism.
Ethan made such an impression on those he played with.
He's really not that different from any of the other kids in the band.
That they decided to plan a concert in his honor.
It's really important to us because Ethan's done so much.
And to raise money for autism research and awareness.
To me, that means my son is making a difference in this world. They don't look at him like he's atypical or different or the kid on the spectrum. They look at him like he's Ethan, the keyboard player who can rock. And listen, that's fine with me.
Of all the music he knows, Ethan says his favorite band of all time is The Doors. The Autism Rocks benefit concert is tomorrow night at Tokay Hall Teen Center in Westport. All the money raised will go to the national organization Autism Speaks.
This is the Assumption of the Virgin.
Classical painter Leonard Porter
Most of my mind is stuck in 5th century BC.
brought the Renaissance to life in his studio in Manhattan.
I like working within a tradition and becoming a part of a long lineage.
He painstakingly pored over every detail
I want to work on that right there.
of his latest work.
It shows the 12 apostles gathered around the tomb of Mary with the Virgin rising up and being assumed into heaven.
Porter created a 13.5-foot tall altarpiece to be the centerpiece at St. Mary in Norwalk.
When people walk in the church, that'll be the first thing their eye is drawn to, right in the center.
By selecting me for this project, they put a lot of faith in me, and I feel really humbled and honored to be given that task.
A task that on this day is finally complete.
This beautiful day, and we celebrate the dedication of our church.
It's also very exciting to see it all come together.
Porter's painting is part of a $1.5 million renovation over 5 years.
Today was a culmination of so much.
Taking St. Mary back to its Gothic glory.
They don't build them like this anymore.
I was inspired, I was overwhelmed.
My dear brothers and sisters in the Lord.
Bishop Frank Caggiano presided over the Mass, rededicating the church.
This place is truly magnificent, and it's a phenomenal testimony to the faith of the people who make this parish up.
It's a project seated in the past.
This project seems more at home in the Renaissance than in the 21st century.
And built for the present.
It's inviting, it's warm, and hopefully it's going to help the people of St. Mary's encounter God's presence.
Which St. Mary's pastor hopes will offer a view to future glory.
This is a project we hope will be around here for centuries. People will drive from distances to come and see this because it's so rare today that someone would do a project of this magnitude.